Hello, and welcome to the Rangro's Unit of the Week. And today we're taking a look at the Mi-24V Hind. So the Hind is a Russian attack helicopter developed during the early 70s all the way to the 80s and 90s. A heavily armoured big beast which has a lot of weapons, lots of guns, from gun pods, miniguns, ATGM, rocket pods, and it also is a troop carrier. The Hind can be seen in many video games, and a lot of countries have really used this beast of a helicopter, and it's a pretty iconic attack helicopter, probably one of the more scariest things that the Russians ever produced. So, in game, it's an 85-point USSR unit. It is a 1976 unit, so it can be used in Cat C all the way to Cat A decks. Its type restrictions is airborne and motorized, and there are no prototype restrictions either, so it can be used in mixed decks. So, if we take a look at its first weapon, we have the Yakbi, a 50 cal minigun with a range of ground of 1,225 meters, same with helicopters of 1,225, 20% accuracy and 10% while on the move. It does 1 HE power and fires at an okay rate of 736 rounds a minute. The Yak B gun, it's not great to deal with infantry, to be honest. It's not the best infantry killer. The 30 mils that the Cobra and Apache get, they're a lot better with dealing with infantry. But this minigun is not too bad for taking out enemy helicopters. So if you're getting close to another enemy Cobra or Apache, you can usually take them out. Secondly, we have the S5M, has 64 of these 57mm rockets, range of ground of 2,100 meters, 15% accuracy, 5% on the move, 1 HE power, and a pretty decent rate of fire. These aren't bad rockets. They're very nice for dealing with light infantry and lightly armoured transports. They do fire a little bit inaccurately, just how the ray miss rockets work, where they shoot them in a spread instead of just like one spot. So, not too bad with dealing with infantry, but you will run out of ammo fairly quickly, I find these things do. And finally, we have the Koken ATGM. Has 8 of these bad boys underneath its rings. They are guided, so you have to keep eyes on the enemy. And it has a range of ground of 2,800 meters, 55% accuracy, 20 armor penetration, and a reload time of 2 seconds. The Koken is a very nice ATGM. Great with dealing with medium to light tanks, usually 1 shots to 2 shots him, but the more newly heavily armoured or super heavy armoured tanks won't do a great job against Gem. But it has 8 of these bad boys, 8 of them. Not many helicopters have 8 ATGMs underneath it, so it can stay around for a long time. Take a look at its miscellaneous stats. It has 1 frontal armour, 1 side armour, nothing on the back, and nothing on top. The armour does help it survive small arms fire and not too much from autocannon fire. Has a strength of 10, so max HP for a helicopter, big size, bad optics, but a very fast speed of 330 kilometers an hour. Not many helicopters go that fast, especially ones this big. No stealth whatsoever, pretty decent autonomy of 450 kilometers an hour. Overall, pretty decent miscellaneous stat. In game, the Hind is an absolute nasty helicopter to go up against thanks to its high armor and HP, and just the amount of weapons it has underneath its rings. It will completely wreck any column, any armor, any infantry it sees, and it can survive. It can survive as a man-pad or two thanks to its HP. It can survive small arms thanks to its firearms. It can usually kill AA units I see when it spots them thanks to its very nice ATGM, which has pretty long range. Overall, the Hind, it's awesome. It's so cost effective. It's the most cost effective helicopter in game because of all the stuff it can do. It may not be as good as it was in AOB, but by George, it's still pretty nice here, especially when a lot of tanks being used are not super heavily armoured. Most people like to get those glass cannon tanks. Yeah, the Hind will eat up for breakfast. And yeah, the Hind, helicopter ladies and gentlemen, an absolute beast that you don't want to mess with. And that's all I have time for. This has been another Rangroocast. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.